Hey there, Ryan Reynolds here. It's a new year, and you know what that means. No, not the diet. Resolutions. A way for us all to try and do a little bit better than we did last year. And my resolution, unlike big wireless, is to not be a raging and raise the price of wireless on you every chance I get. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited. See mintmobile.com for details.
Today on CityCast Boise, we're rounding up the coziest ways to unwind and recharge after the holiday hustle. From a secret brunch spot worth raving about to delicious cooking classes and can't-miss library events. Plus, tips for planning the ultimate staycation to shake off the winter chill. It's Thursday, January 2nd. I'm Lindsay Van Allen, and this is what Boise's talking about. Every month on CityCast Boise, we like to do a guide because Boise is a city that really runs on word of mouth. And if you don't know what's happening, you're going to miss some really fun, really exciting things every single month. Now, joining me today is Matthew Melton, a comedian, actor, and podcaster, and our Hey Boise newsletter editor, Blake Hunter. Thanks so much for joining me today.
So happy to be here. Happy January to you both.
Happy January. Worst month, maybe? I'll just start us off really positive from the top.
We're starting with some realness.
Great place to start for a best things in January thing.
Yeah.
I was going to jump in with the welcome to the new year, but we're just like, you know what? Whatever. It's January. Let's go.
Lindsay, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Okay. Welcome to the new year. We made it. So what I always like to start with is the activity that you must do so people can get it on their calendar, get it in their schedule. This is the must-do activity for January in Boise. And I want to throw it to you first, Matthew. What is your activity that you've already got it planned? You're ready. It's good. It's going to be your January activity.
Of course. So when I addressed myself to this episode, right, the things we're going to talk about, to me, I'm thinking holiday hangover, right, is sort of the theme for all of my stuff. So January, I feel like when I think about things that I want to do here in town in January, I'm thinking recovery. I'm thinking regroup. I'm thinking self-care. So may I suggest to you a staycation?
Oh, okay. I'm intrigued.
Love it.
Get out of your house, because we do this, right? When it's too warm or it's too cold, we shelter in place. Everything gets a little samey. That can be a little depressing. Let me hit you with some stats. I looked this up on the internet. Several places say that hotels traditionally, and we know this, hotels are cheaper, 10% to up to 45% cheaper in the months of January and February because they're slow times. My recommendation, and I know it's come up on this show before, the Riverside, Garden City. Y'all been to the Riverside before? Have you stayed there?
Love it.
Oh, yes. Solid choice.
Okay, so I'm not telling y'all anything you don't already know. For your listeners that maybe don't, I know this place is like a hotel, but I only think of it in the context of like a staycation for like me and like my partner or me and like my family or whatever. I looked at it this morning, $150 a night.
Not bad.
It's not the top floor of the Ritz. It's not suites, but they're clean rooms. It's nice. It's cozy. It's comfy. If it's, and I'm not sure what the season is for this, but I know one time we went over like Valentine's Day and they have the outdoor pool open. It's heated to like 95 degrees. It's kind of magical. There's steam coming off the water. They're serving hot drinks. You got like hot toddies and hot cider. We were there one time and it snowed while we were in the pool. It was magical. It was so great. Yeah. If that's not your jam, they've got an amazing indoor pool and hot tub as well. Like, go take care of yourself. Their restaurant is way better than it needs to be. When I think hotel restaurant, I think like the front desk clerk throwing, half cold chicken wings in a fryer. And like, here you go. Yeah. Our cleverly curated menu for you. No. The Riverside Grill is unreal. But if we're going to talk about the Riverside and food, we're talking about their breakfast. We've all had their breakfast there. Yes. The breakfast buffet in the past. Yes.
I have not.
I know. I left before the buffet. Okay, wait.
Matthew,
did I miss out your
so
face?
I'm so buckled in. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I really missed out. I've got FOMO now.
I cannot believe this. Okay. Without exaggeration, this is maybe the best hotel breakfast in the country, if not on this beautiful blue ball we call Earth. It's so extra. Normally, it's included with your room. It's like $20 or something without. And I have been that guy that straight up shows up. They're like, hey, what room number are you? I'm like, I'm not staying here. I'm just here for the breakfast, please and thank you. It's a bespoke made-to-order omelet bar. It's bacon. It's like candied bacon, I think from bacon,
Whoa.
like from Berry Hill, I think. I'm pretty sure. What do you want for breakfast? They have it, and you can eat as much of it as you want. There's somebody playing music at bar 6365 right over there. Get you a mimosa. Like, that is more than anything why I want to stay there. Like, their breakfast is out of this world. It's crazy. So go for the breakfast brunch.
I've been wanting to plan a staycation, but the Riverside hasn't crossed my mind. So I live downtown, and so there are several staycation potentials down here, like the Renegade, the Avery. I would love to do a staycation at, like the Modern, La Cuona. But I'm like, I already live downtown, so I feel like I can't stay at a downtown hotel, if that makes sense. But the Riverside is a really good idea.
Totally.
Well, Blake, what is your must-do activity for January? I don't know. You have to like follow on the heels of that glorious staycation. But what are you doing?
I am also going with Soak in Your Bones, which is just to go to hot springs. January, we'll probably have an inversion come back in. And I think that going to a hot springs is the perfect way to get out of Dodge, just completely re-regulate your entire nervous system, your whole body, get out of town for a minute. My two favorite picks that, like, I like them because they're dependable, and I'm honestly like, when I go to a hot springs, I am happy with paying for it rather than like trying to find some cool Natural Geographic one, whatever. That's amazing. I'm not going to go drive 2 hours and then not find a spot, is what I'm saying. So my two favorites are going to be Gold Fork and the Springs in Idaho City. I know the Springs in Idaho City is so easy.
Elite.
But like, I just recently went for a friend's with like 5 people for a friend's birthday, and it was just like perfect. Like we brought like a card game in the car on the way up. We had a ton of snacks. We just like, it's just the perfect time. I really love that.
Can I just ask about how much does it run per person, just so people
I think
can
it's
plan?
$25 a person.
Oh, yeah, not bad
And
at
then
all.
also they have, which like for what you're getting, I don't think is bad, you know. And then they also, you know, you can order drinks and food poolside, and it's like really good. Like I had a really good drink. And then Gold Fork is just a standard $10. It's the one where there is a hottest pool at the top, and then it slowly works its way down. Every single time, this is what you're talking about, Matthew, every single time I've been there, it has snowed, and it almost makes me cry every time. It's one of the best things about living in Idaho. And like I said at the top, I don't love January. So this is an absolute must for me in the month of January.
Yeah, there's a special kind of like peaceful, I don't know, it's like the most peaceful, wonderful winter vibe when you are in a hot spring or a hot pool and it's snowing. Like, I don't know, that is...
It's just peace. Like you just,
Yeah.
it triggers something in our brains, I think. It's like an evolutionary thing where we're just like, oh, I'm safe now. And it's magical.
Blake, can I just tell you, I appreciate so much that you also go to these kind of curated hot springs. Because I know we've had a lot of people, not throwing any shade, but everybody's like, I'm roughing it. I'm
going to
backpacking
Kirkham
8
and I'm like,
miles.
if you don't get that one really good spot at Kirkham, you're screwed. I don't want to be there unless you have that one pool. So yeah.
No, I appreciate, because I'm a bit of a like, I want towels. I'd like a drink. I want to drive home. I don't, that's...
I'm a snob.
That's the
Sorry,
experience
I'll say
I'm
it.
looking for. So I appreciate that, because sometimes I'm like, am I not Idahoan enough?
Also, didn't they just recently make a hotel in the Idaho City? So like that was been always one of my things. Is like, I don't want to drive back after that, but like you can stay there over. Like that sounds so legit to just get to do that and not have to go Baja, like I got to climb up a sheer mountain face on a goat and get to this tiny hot, sometimes I just want just a nice heated pool in beautiful nature.
Yes.
And I'm with
Sometimes
that.
you don't
Gold
want the
Fork
goat.
is so good. Sometimes I don't want to be riding no goats. Listen.
No, call me
I feel
crazy.
so seen right now.
Yeah. Also, one other thing, I propose this as a new tradition for you. My roommate and I, we've lived together for years, and our practice is every time that we go to a hot springs and it's just the two of us, then afterward we go to like a really nice meal. And it just makes for the perfect day.
I think that is a great tradition. Okay, keeping in a similar vibe, but slightly different. We're surviving. We're getting through. I'm really trying to embrace the cozy vibes. So my activity that you must do is a cooking class. And I love it. I've been to the Season and Taste one a couple times, and it is a great time every time. Like, I feel like that meme, like cooking at home, nah, but I'm going to pay you so I can cook at your facility. Yes, I want to do that. I love it. I love that they have a variety of different things that you can try cooking. So there's been, the first time we went, we did beef Wellington, and that feels kind of intimidating to me. So I was like, I would like tips and tricks about how to potentially do this in my own home. And so that's one of the things I love about it is like, I don't want to get all this stuff and then try to cook this big meal at my house and just absolutely destroy it. And I'm like, well, that was a waste of an evening and I didn't know what I was doing.
And I got all these dishes, can't be doing this. Yeah,
that was a mess. I regret every moment of that. But so they have a whole bunch of different varieties. So you can do like French comfort food. You can learn to make handmade pasta. They have like a taste of Asia night, a taste of Italy, Mexican street food, Greek food, Hungarian food. I don't even know what that would be, but I'm excited. And a steakhouse night. So if you're like, I've got to figure out how to cook a steak, they're there for you. It costs a little bit, but maybe we're treating ourselves in January. Depending on the meal, it ranges from $79 to $99 per person. But you're getting an appetizer, a main dish, and sides, and then also a dessert. And my insider tip is that they have like sparkling water and water there, but you can bring wine or beer. They can't serve it, but if you bring it, they have glasses for you. So they will accommodate the beverages you bring in. We found that out. We ran down the street and we're like, we'll be right back.
I got to hit the CVS for some wine.
Yeah. And I love that with these classes, they have a whole bunch of people, but they break you into little groups of like 4 or 5. But because it's such a small group, you get lots of hands-on experience to like cook and, practice cutting things and doing different things. So you get to practice the skills. So it's not just watching other people do it and kind of trying to remember. And they send you home with recipes. They have fantastic tips about how to more easily do the process of the different sides or the main dish, whatever it is you're doing. And then you just eat family style on this huge long table and get to eat the food that you made. And it was such a fun evening. I like think back fondly. I'm like, man, that was so fun. And it's cozy food. It's a great atmosphere. Like it's just such a great, January can be dreary. It is definitely a way to lift the dreariness.
Yeah. I'm also not mad at the $80 to $100 figure because you're getting like a nice deal. Like you're getting a good meal for sure.
I've spent that much for like a nice night out. So if I get to
Easy.
make it too, that's kind of legit.
It's also a great date night.
Yeah. So I highly recommend it. I think it's just, you get a cozy, delicious meal. You are getting out of the house and it's really fun. You get to meet some new people. You get to learn some new skills, a fantastic January activity.
So when is the, like, where do I do this? When's the next one coming up? Like I'm into this.
They have multiple classes every day. And so you can just pick the different class that you want to do. It runs about 2 hours. So you can do like an earlier dinner option or like the 5:30 to 7:30 or a later dinner option. And they have everything like cut up and ready to go for you. They do all the cleanup. So you just like prepare it, eat, have a great time, leave. And you can you can choose, like, if you're like, I really want to learn how to make Hungarian food. They have that like 2 or 3 times a week. You can pick the day that works best for you and just sign up. And it was just really simple and fun and a really great January activity.
Oh, it's such a clutch off-season pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
Shop Blinds.com right now and get up to 40% off select styles, plus a free professional measure. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Okay, not to be a lot of pressure on this downer month, but Blake, what food should people absolutely be trying in January in Boise?
So when I think about January, I feel like I'm honestly just like getting through, to be so for real with y'all. And so how I want to look back on my January is like the best case scenario is just that like I spent my month just like sharing a meal with just like one or two friends in a home. Like to me, January is not peak going out and eating time. Actually, it's my favorite time for takeout and just like going over to a friend's house. I never feel happier than when I'm just like, yeah, I'll go grab this food and I'll be at your house at 7 p.m. My tip for this month when it comes to food is to branch out your takeout, go-tos. Maybe try this once a week where you have a different friend, or maybe it's the same friend, whatever, or maybe you're just going by yourself. But like once a week, eat out one meal that you are taking to go and going to a friend's house, and just like they can take care of drinks, they can take care of dessert or whatever. And just talk and just be in each other's companies, in your homes. I think that it's just the perfect way to like mix things up a little bit without trying to do too much. Like I think this is a realistic goal for the month of January. So my quick like off the cuff favorites would be getting pho. I think that's a perfect January vibe. I would also go with like Mount Everest Momo Cafe is one of my favorite to-go places. I would go with dumplings. That's a perfect kind of safe food for almost everybody. I would go Alyonka. That sounds really good to me right now. So those are a few off the cuff of my favorite like takeout options. And I know it's weird to just say like eat takeout this month next, but like be intentional about it. Make it be fun. If you got any like games for Christmas or something like that, bring those over too.
Great idea.
So just like spend January with your friends at their houses and bring them food. I think that's the best anybody can ask of anybody else during the month of January.
Yeah. And it's giving yourself a little bit of a break, which I love.
Yeah. And it's still familiar.
Yeah. Okay, Matthew, what is your must-have January food in Boise or the surrounding area?
Okay, now it's funny that you mentioned earlier, you're talking about, we just did a breakfast thing. I didn't know about this. My food thing is also a breakfast thing that was not mentioned. And honestly, I think a lot of people are sleeping on. I'm here to say I found it quite by accident. So we're all familiar with Ling and Louie's. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Solid. Like that. You want to talk about like takeout? That was my partner and I, like during like the stay at home, like during the pandemic, that was one of our spots. We get takeout, do our date night because we can't go anywhere. And it always stayed in the rotation. One day we were out and about. We were close to the one right next to the Riverside Garden City. We came in. They hand us this other menu. It's like noon on Saturday. Did you know that Ling and Louie's has a brunch menu and it kind of slaps actually?
No.
Really?
What?
Yeah, I was fully ready to go like General Ling's, some chicken, some broccoli beef. No. Ling and Louie's' brunch game is so strong, and I encourage everybody in these cold winter months to check it out. Aaron's order is the blackened chicken and pork hash. Scrambled eggs, candied bacon, salsa verde. It's served on like an Applebee's sizzling, grill it thingy, whatever. And it smells incredible.
I'm also seeing brunch cocktails here.
100%. The Javatini is so delicious. I'm not really a big espresso liquor guy, but like that was incredible. Get you some breakfast bao to share. Korean chili sauce, scrambled eggs, bacon, potatoes. Like it's not a place you would think to go for. Like I'm a huge brunch guy, and it is climbing the charts in a big way. It's only on the weekends, so take a Saturday or a Sunday and go check out Ling and Louie's brunch game. It is so strong, delicious, rib sticking kind of brunch food. Warm me up on a cold day. That's the move.
I'm obsessed with the idea of breakfast bao. Matthew, where have you been?
How did I not know about this?
It was way under the radar. I was like, wait, when did you guys? They're like, like a couple of weeks ago. And like, we're sold. Like, it's mostly brunch there now for us. It's wild.
Wow. Was everyone just gatekeeping this? How do I not know about this?
I had no idea.
I am starving now. Okay. My food, y'all's were really nice and comfortable. Mine is, when I've hit January, I'm full of cheese and cookies and rich food, and it's, it's too much. I've had too much. So my food pick is Boise Juice Co. I love to get some of their smoothies, some of their juices. there's lots of fruit in it. So I'm not going to say it's like the healthiest thing, but it does feel healthy to me. And I like a good placebo effect sometimes. So I like to get the Go Green smoothie because it's green. So I'm like veggies. And that just makes me feel better. Or I love a couple of their juices, the Holy Kale, City of Greens, Repair. It just feels kind of light, kind of like a little bit of a reset, a little bit of like, okay, I'm getting back on track. I'm going to have a vegetable today. I'm not just eating cheese dip and cookies and leftover ham. I'm going to eat something that has a little fiber, a little bit of protein. So I just like to check them out. It feels like just a little bit lighter, a little bit like getting back into the swing of things after completely gorging over the holidays. So I do recommend hitting up Boise Juice Co. if you're like, hey, I just need a little something. I think they do a really good job with their cold pressed juices.
I'm with that. Listen, January is all about vibes. So
Yeah,
whether it's healthy
literally.
or not, if the vibe is right, like we got it. We got to have it.
And now the last part of our guide, I like to always have something that is free because most people I know are on a budget. We just had the holidays, but that shouldn't mean that you can't do something fun or exciting or just nice during January. So I'll just throw this to you first, Matthew. What is a free activity that you like to do in January?
Here's my offer to you and you, the viewers at home. Get a karaoke night going. Now, let me say, we all know Terry's is the king, first ballot Hall of Famer. Hang the rafters and, hang the jersey in the rafters for Terry's.
Mm-hmm.
I love Terry's, kind of over Terry's, just a little bit. There's so many other amazing places to go do some karaoke. One of my favorites current is Mad Swede, downtown Brew Hall, does karaoke every Friday night. They do like comedy there. And that's, of course, it's ticketed and all that. You should go check that out too, by the way. But they'll do karaoke right after. They're right on the same stage. It's free. Like, be a pal, bring a couple of $10 for the KJ and, money for a drink. But like, you can also just go and kick it. And it's enough off of the beaten path downtown that I don't think, it's not very busy usually. So if you have like a crew and you all want to like sing, get some Neil Diamond or some Journey going with the bar and that it's just you, go do that. There's also, so this is a bar, obviously. Did you know, I didn't know this till like a month ago, the Shrine Social Club is an all-ages venue. Did you guys know this? I didn't know this.
Oh,
I had no idea.
I didn't know. I've been a few times, but I didn't know it was all ages.
I had no idea. They also do karaoke there. Here and there. I couldn't see a regular time. They just got done with one like a couple of days after Christmas. It's all ages, but follow them on the social medias and all this. It's an all ages karaoke. If you want to bring the kiddos down, if you not necessarily feeling like the bar vibe, like that's a great opportunity as well. Again, free, bring some tip money, maybe bring some money for some drinks, but like let's exercise the Mariah and the Michael Bublé demons. Let's sing some Don't Stop Believin' together. Let's reset for the new year. I think that's the move in January.
Okay, I'm so curious. What is your go-to karaoke song?
I knew you were going to ask me this.
Not Journey. Please let it not be
No. I leave that to
well, you've mentioned it twice, so I'm suspicious. But
it's like the thing. It's the, I'm trying to be inclusive here. It's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
My personal go-to is either something Billy Joel or Elton John.
Okay.
Maybe some Tiny Dancer if I'm feeling in voice, or Vienna, honestly, is my favorite Billy Joel song. So I'll sing that one a lot. So if you're ever at Mad Sweet on a Friday night, you hear that, it's probably me.
Okay, I'm going to go for my activity that's free asterisk, similarly to yours, Matt's, is going to be book clubs. Because who doesn't, in the month of January, start kicking themselves about needing to read more this year? And I think that the way to do that is to make it be a little bit social. There are so many book clubs going around. And there are a ton that Rediscovered puts on. Also, the Lit Room does a ton. I believe like 4 or 5 a month now. So there are lots of different ways that you can get involved in a book club, or literally start your own. Like, talk to your coworkers, talk to your friends, and just get a book club going, because I think that that's the perfect way to kind of create like a little bit of a routine, give yourself a reason to see people. If you want to do a silent one or share a little bit, I think that's great. But yeah, I'm kind of putting my feelers out there about joining a book club in January. So that's my plan.
Ooh, that's a bold move in the new year.
I know. I'm excited. I think it'll be good.
Okay, so my pick is in the similar vein to that. But January is tricky. We don't have a lot of third spaces in Boise. There's not that much going on. Everybody's recovering from the holidays. So I recommend everybody check out their libraries because the libraries have some really interesting, fun, cozy events happening in January. And I think they get missed because people are just like tired and in their house and, they aren't thinking about going out and doing things, but it's a great way to like get out, but you're at the library. It's cozy. It's going to be fine. So specifically because I'm a Meridian girly, I'm going to rep some of the Meridian library stuff going on. So on January 11th at the Cherry Lane location, they're going to have a Friends of Meridian Library used book sale. And this is if you're like, hey, you didn't get as many books for Christmas as you'd hoped. They have books for like $1, $2. So if you're on a budget, it's super cheap. I know this is like free things, but like it's like $1. You could, that's like it's almost free. But another great activity they're doing is the Great Puzzle Swap on January 18th at the Orchard Park location. That's going to be going from 10:30 a.m. till 12:30. And so you have to prep a little bit, but if you've got puzzles that like you've had for years, you've already done them, you're not probably going to do them again, bring them to the Orchard Park Meridian Library from January 6th to 17th. And for every donated puzzle, they will give you a ticket and you can come pick out a brand new puzzle that somebody else brought on January 18th. So you just get to swap puzzles. Please be courteous. Don't donate a puzzle that's missing a bunch of pieces or your dog chewed up the whole corner. Like, donate a puzzle you would like to receive. But who doesn't want to sit on a cozy night in January doing a brand new puzzle that you got for free from the library? I think it's a great free thing to do in January.
This is such a good idea, especially post-Christmas. Like puzzles are a great Christmas gift. And we have we've got quite a library of ones that were fun and in all likelihood never play again. So doing it right after Christmas is such a good idea. Like go get you some new puzzles, go clear out some of your inventory, even if you don't get it, walk home with one. Like someone's going to love this puzzle. Get it out of here. That's so good.
And January is the perfect time to go to your library because I'm already like in the Hey Boise newsletter, kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel for events to be putting in the newsletter, to be so honest. But who always has events going on is the library. So go support your local library. It's a great month to do it.
Okay, well, thank you both so much. I think this is a fantastic guide. I was a little nervous because it's January and Blake, I feel similar to you. It's a hard month, but I'm really excited. I'm definitely going to have to eat some different breakfasts, and there's lots of activities I want to do this month now.
We'll make it through. We got this.
That's right. Underrated January. Let's get through it. It's going to be great.
That's all for today here on CityCast Boise. If you enjoyed the episode, why not tell a friend about the show so you both can use the guide to plan your next hangout? We'll be back tomorrow morning with our Friday News Roundup. Catch you then.